can see here that very heavy 1-1-3 lineup is biasing themselves towards the southern side, actually. And Phenomenal there in that tier 9 matchup, making a spotting run. Mr. Kella going for that A4 position, and the rest of the Wild Bunch spreading out between the CD line.
Oh, interesting. Acid-like camo from Wild Bunch, but definitely big engagement on cap number 2 by Rage Quit. They have to trigger it, and they don't have to finish. Don't forget, they can just go out and push anytime with this kind of force.
I hope Rage Quit knows you only need 3 tanks on the capture circle, as they put now five 1-1-3s
well, more
on
than
the cap.
merrier. The Wild Bunch will actually not know who to rest it now.
Look at these 1-1-3s. They're lined up for anybody. Whoever pokes this corner around this corner is going to get pushed on.
And there is no Arti to show them.
But Phenomenal and Ogorni here, it's going to be the tier 9 Batchat fight. You can see here Ogorni in the tier 10, but number 1 skill and pure skill is going to be the Batchat fight. But Ogorni and Phenomenal should be able to win this as number 1 skills. Take a lot of damage already. And
well, we should really watch the heavy tanks, because now they start to clash each other. This is one-on-one of Ogorni and Phenomenal seem to win this.
In the meantime, Cactus take down Linio though in that Conqueror, and these Batchats trading pretty well, but those 1-1-3s, they are just continuing pushing, and they want to change.
Driving around the corner and driving around the corner, and the Wild Bunch is running away.
But they're not catching anybody right now.
They will catch Valdir, I think, but that will really bounce on them badly.
Yeah, Valdir's on reload though, so he's not a real... he's not really important anymore in this round, as he's going to get taken down here by Urwis, but still, they Rage Quit still have 6 tanks alive, and does just look like round and round we go as they come back out of the capture circle, and now they're trying to find Mr. Kella.
Another circle around the house. Gemi gets tracked at this moment, but it's only L-Train and Mr. Kella there, and the rest of the Wild Bunch team is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, we can see how those 1-1-3's Cactus goes low, as well as Mr. Kella does go down, and LT Train is the next focus here. Cactus should be taken down here by LT Train, as he does land the shell, and those 2 1-1-3s and only 1 tier 9 Batchat left, and Ogorni does seem to be reloaded and comes in as Kimmercat lands his last shell, and should be an easy cleanup for the Wild Bunch at this point.
Well, this is as cheese as it gets, and Lucky Kuraki was known for a lot of cheese when he played in previous seasons.
Actually, Seba takes down Climber, and it's getting a little bit closer, but still Phenomenal in that tier 9 Batchat, making sure now that the Wild Bunch close
like they
in.
do not know how to penetrate an FE heavy in point blank. Because L-Train is still alive.
He is still alive.
The guy is immortal.
But that's going to be the Wild Bunch picking up the first round here against Rage Quit in weird fashion. That's
how many laps they draw? They kind of.
I counted 2. I saw them do 2 laps around.
2 laps in Monza, okay.
Two laps. Who do you think had the best round time?
Oh, the Urvis. He died first. he got to the end first, definitely.
But explaining though, this Batchat fight was always going to be in the Wild Bunch favor. Yes, the tier 9 Batchats are good, but head on tier 10 and a tier 9 versus 2 tier 9s. Ogorni and Phenomenal were always
not even
going to
about
win
the tanks in this moment. It was about focus fire and positioning of those. They were in cooldown, while one Batchat was hiding behind and sniping, and one was pushing on them. The one in the front was focused, and it was just a better play by the Wild Bunch.
Found this very interesting to watch, though. I mean,
entertaining,
quick matches,
yes.
as we see some of the highlights here. Entertaining, yes. Very quick, yes. Maybe not the best tactically, as it is very push heavy, but still, it was pretty close at one point. Those 1-1-3s definitely showing.
For me, it's shocking that L-Train actually survived here all this time till the end of the game. He was surrounded by 3 tanks, and they actually, what were they even shooting then?
Maybe we should teach them how to penetrate the FV to 1-5B.
But we saw Didor in last season not penning him 3 times with Waffe and point blank. Remember that? That was kind of embarrassing.
Let's take a look at the stats then, see exactly how much those 5 1-1-3s managed to do as...
Ogorni 3.5k in Batchat, nice carry. L-Train 3.3, nice farm.
Well, Mr. Kella, when talking to him, he also told me to watch out for L-Train, that he could be a big damage dealer here. Ogorni getting pretty much 2 full clips off, pretty good for that Batchat.
Also, Kiki Mercat is a member of the Wild Bunch, so we have still some graphical errors, but they will be fixed soon.
Yeah, they will be fixed all over time, and a tier 9 Batchat putting up a respectable amount, as well as the rest of the damage, fairly even spread, Mojo.
Definitely, these guys carry the game, and in that running around the map, that's all we could see. I saw no tactic here. No tactic whatsoever.
It didn't feel like Rage Quit, they had an opening plan, and that was also it. And after that, they would just see how it goes. And Tutulinho, he was the first focus here for Rage Quit. Only 2 shots of damage.
That's classic for him. He's usually playing the light tanks for TWB and the first dying, usually.
They send in Dudelinho first.
The Dudelinho scouts where the enemy is.
Dudelinho scouts where the enemy is. Poor guy, Mojo. He's not going to forgive you for that one.
Oh, mate, I already said it in ESL Majors. And I have videos to prove it.
Oh.
Oh.
If this is going to be the style Rage Quit is going to bring here, do we feel like this is a... Just don't know if this is going to work, because we see a lot of great teams do this sort of, Hellraisers especially. Hellraisers is so good at this very fast and heavy aggression, right? But Rage Quit, can they do it with their lineup?
Honestly, Rage Quit was known before by playing some kind of cheesies, traps and YOLO pushes like this, and it looks like the same Game Master is making their tactics still.
Well, Kurak is still leading, so...
Well, there you go.
But now, the Wild Bunch is up 1-0. That's a good start for them to the season, though.
Yeah, it's encouraging for them. First game and finally, not silver anymore.
We can take a look at the lineups and see if those 5-1-1-3s are coming back as it does. Oh, wow. Rage Quit.
We were asking who will make the cheese for this season. There we go.
I don't see Deadson in the lineup, but 550 Bs,
Maybe he's
229
in
bad
contact
shots.
with someone. Okay, we have 5 French Clippers on Ghost Town for Rage Quit. Not enough Clippers on the Wild Bunch side, but enough Chinese to stop them, I would say.
The Wild Bunch, not so autoloader heavy compared to Rage Quit, but this lineup looks fun and all, right? But you have to look at this
And they're
reasonable.
even defending with this.
You have to look at this reasonable and say, Wild Bunch gets on the Northern Cup, pretty much guaranteed they lose if Wild Bunch plays it right. Where do they go? Because none of these tanks has the capability of playing holdout. None of these tanks have the capability of peeking a corner.
They must head on, go head on and actually catch
But
someone. But 1-1-3s are so fast tanks. I really don't know how they plan to do it.
They need 1.5 clips each to kill an FE215B. They need 1.5 clip to kill a 1-1-3. That's already 3 of their clips gone. They don't have the damage in one run because they can't. You can't say they're all going to pen their shots.
It is
right?
kind of a foolish plan.
They're not all going to pen their shots. So they have to make sure they penetrate most of their shells and then get back in. But we're going to see exactly what Rage Quit has planned for us with this extremely weird lineup as we go into our second round.
It is beyond
of
our
Ghost
wisdom,
Town.
definitely.
You can see here that lineup, just looking at it, looking for a push.
Wild Bunch is doing classic things, standing phenomenal in that ditch on B0. You saw it yesterday, well utilized by Deha. And the rest of the tanks are going toward the one camp. But there is a full push by Rage Quit. They're going down through the center like in the last game, trying to catch off anyone alone.
The issue here is if Kiki and Dudelinho get into that capture circle, having to reset those guys will be extremely
Dudelinho getting
hard.
caught on the middle of the street, that would be very bad for Wild Bunch. But he is getting in a defilade here, so he will be safe and he will be in a really lethal position for them.
He does get saved, but they just keep pushing the Rage Quit. They're not stopping here, and Valdir seems to be the first focus as Krem just gets blown up, and Valdir will fall in return, but Cactus is the next one here that the Wild Bunch will pick
Valdir
up.
already did his clip, so he can die easily. We lost 2 guys on the Wild Bunch side, and wow, L-Train disappeared also, but I think the reload will be very soon, and they have to run away, all of them now.
Look at these clips. Seba's on reload, Halu is on reload, #1 skills do not have the HP to come in here, and Kiki can just chase down Seba, and there is not enough damage on this Rage Quit lineup to take down the Wild Bunch.
Where is the B in this plan? It doesn't exist, and this is definitely not a Pac-Man, so this game doesn't work like that.
The only B in this plan is behind the AMX 50, because there's a B behind it.
Oh, definitely. Plenty of Bs there, actually.
Plenty of Bs there, but 3 tanks now. Yes, they are Clippers, but Wild Bunch have full control. There's nothing. This was a foolish plan.
They just need to put Dudelinho in a cap now and gather around him, and it is pretty much GG.
At this point, they could put 3 of their 1-1-3s, all 3 1-1-3s, drive onto the capture circle, drive into the holdout.
Offhand as they're doing.
Goes towards the 0 line. What is Rage Quit going to do? Because there is nothing they can do. Those 1-1-3s are hold down. They can't kill all 3 of them. And going in for that reset, they will lose 2 tanks, and then it's over.
It looks like Rage Quit decided to have some fun today.
I'm not sure what's going on with Rage Quit, if this is really something they train and figure that it's going to work, or have to ask them about that next week.
Just an amazing cheese.
Amazing cheese.
But it is at least entertaining, and I'm enjoying myself, and you have to laugh about this. It's really nice.
Of course it's enjoying, but you know, we always have to look at the, as that's it, the Wild Bunch capture the base. 2-0 up now against Rage Quit, who didn't make their 50B lineup work very effectively.
No, definitely not. But it will be remembered game.
It will be remembered, but
Same as the last one.
Rage Quit driving straight through the middle, then not stopping, still not stopping, and then pushing into
Maybe
a
they were
crossfire.
watching EL game matches.
Ooh,
But kind of reminds.
EL Gaming, global rank #1.
Global rank #1.
Push not really working out for Rage Quit. Is there a realistic chance here that would ever have worked?
No. Yeah, and that's going to be as short as that.
Here I was expecting a long answer from Mojo. Nope.
No, this cannot happen. Okay, this is like pretty much same as the last game. 5 1-1-3s just pushing ahead. Now 5 50Bs pushing ahead. I guess last time they had to run around the corners, and 1-1-3s had some time catching the enemy, so they were like, now, okay, we're going to take 50Bs. They're faster and they can clip. Maybe we can track them.
Yeah, we could see the crossfire there from the Wild Bunch. Pretty impressive. In good situations, the first two 50Bs falling almost instantly, not being able to put out all their damage.
No, Wildbun just brought the right choices. They sent one guy in a cap, everyone else was together waiting for the Clippers to come in, which actually happened. I believe by this moment they're actually aware of the tactics of Rage Quit.
Hell, what tactic?
Exactly.
Maybe Rage Quit, it could be, for all we know, it could be that they train this and it does actually work. We don't know. We don't know what kind of preparation.
Yes, but come on, let's be serious now. This is a gold league. You are supposed to be prepared for this, and these kind of things do not work. They might have in tier 8, but not anymore.
Let's take a look at those stats and see if all their 50Bs managed to land their shells as Kiki in that 1-1-3. We can just see what went wrong so horribly here for Rage Quit.
It's a glorious day for
the Wild
Kiki.
Bunch.
He doesn't usually get this much attention and damage, but this is well deserved now. 3.4k damage. Urvi is actually managing to do 2 full clips with his 50B. That's highly surprising for me, but it happened.
We can see Seba there.
Valdir is also a member of TW Gaming, guys. So of 7 guys on the first page, 6 are from the Wild Bunch.
6. That means only one guy didn't get into the top 7. And you can just see there, none of the 50Bs, except for Urvi's, really performing at all on that Rage Quit side. And the plans seem to be flawed from the beginning.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they penned a lot, and certainly they didn't focus well enough. I mean, they killed 1 or 2 tanks in that first breach. I think they even managed to finish up the third one, but they lost
equal. They lost equal amount in return, though. And
yes, and then they had no shells anymore.
#1 skills in Grem. 1 shell done in that 50B. Pure skill. 8 shots, 2 pens. It's just not enough.
How did they even catch a Gorni? That's a really weird question with that budget.
We didn't see it, but...
Yeah, we didn't see it. He was probably
no, I remember. Agorni...
Yeah, he was down on a map alone and he was trying
to run
away.
No. Agorni was also in the fight, like in the direct fight. He was in the direct vicinity of the fight. He was coming in to try and clip on those 50Bs after Valdir died, and they just blew him up.
Well, tough luck for him, but anyways, didn't change anything.
It didn't change anything as the Wild Bunch coming out strong in their first match.
Decisive.
These points are super crucial, though, for both these teams. Because...
That's why I don't understand why is Rage Quit messing around so much.
Realistically speaking, the Wild Bunch and Rage Quit, we expect them to be on the lower part of the table. They could surprise us.
They're the newest guys. They're least experienced, and battles against their equals are crucial for survival, because then you can count maybe you will surprise some more seasoned and experienced team.
And get into phase 1.
And you will get to the phase 2 then. But not like this. Not like this.
Not like this. Mojo, there goes the chat. There goes my chat experience.
Oh, wow.
Well done, Mojo. But now, Rage Quit, do we feel like this is going to change, or this is going to be their approach? Because the first 2 tactics coming out...
I played them against them a long time ago, and I remember there's some moments when they were like sitting in a corner endlessly. But that was a long time ago. Now they're pushing endlessly. That's quite a change.
Well, at least pushing endlessly is a lot better.
Yeah, it's more fun to watch.
More fun to watch. The Wild Bunch, you know...
Well, they're at least playing really, let's say, balanced, standard. I don't think we even had a chance to see what they know, because this was just ring around the roses all the time.
Yeah, but let's take a lineup as we move into our 3rd round here. It's going to be on Mines, and again... Actually,
The Wild Bunch is defending.
Now the Wild Bunch bringing out a lot of Clippers here. fairly common here. One tank. They can do they can go either for the hill fight or they can play the more passive style. And Rage Quit with that 2 TVPs, 2 113s, 2 to 9 bad shots, and 1 normal bad shot. Pretty
With
common.
this lineup, the Wild Bunch can choose, but the most viable option would be maybe to even climb people on the mountain and take the, actually with the remaining budgets, to take the island side and just keep 113 as an anchor, because then they cover the entire map. But it requires people who know how to climb and not flank on it.
Mines now is a very high individual skill player-based map, as knowing all the boosts requires an extreme amount of time in reality.
We saw in last game when Rusty Roster played, when one of their players actually failed the boost and lost them a game like that. So that's kind of a risk we are taking, guys, because you don't get second chances in something like that.
But it does seem like our game is ready. Is Rage Quit going to keep up the aggression, or is the Wild Bunch going to absolutely dominate them? Let's find out as we go into Mines.
Mines, a small summertime map with lots of hills, rocks and other cover. The teams start the battle in the usual locations, but the base locations are different. One is located in the bottom part of the village and the other one is in the water. One of the key objectives is the center hill. That's why the teams will often select fast vehicles and tanks with strong turrets for cover.
So Wild Bunch being currently 2-0 up, and
it
does
looks like
like
Phenomenal is climbing. Phenomenal is definitely climbing, and it's only one more guy next to him.
They're doing the normal boost here, and it does look like Phenomenal get up. There is 2 of these here. We saw in the Russian qualifier another way. Phenomenal, he can drive now. Either he can sit behind the rock here and wait for a push to come, or at one point he can reverse up and get save as Grem takes the first shell here. So heavy commitment on the hill.
Definitely, but Wild Bunch is not interested and they already took the positions. Chris is here in a perfect spot. He's proxying them, so no one can take a bush above and do any kind of damage or spotting.
There's 2 important things to note about this. Chris in his position, he can do either of 2 things. He can proxy spot and block that off with the artillery, for example, as Grem takes a shot here from Phenomenal, takes the second shot from Phenomenal, so that position working out wonderful here. As
and he still has 4 shots because he's tier 9 tank. Brilliant.
So, as I was saying about Chris, there's 2 things to this position. He proxies whoever comes there, so they know beforehand, right? So that's the first part. But if you bring, for example, an artillery piece and you force them to get out of there, and they have to go back and somebody climbs a mountain, he can do the second part of the boost and clip him as well. Or if you leave the hill and only leave one guy up there, Breakneck especially was really good at this when I played with him, choosing his moment and then doing the second part of the boost after staying in Chris's position and taking somebody out.
You can go in a bush and you can be there unspotted, you can be a force to reckon with, but at the moment it seems that Wild Bunch has everything under control. Agorni knows there is no possible rotation coming in, and all 7 guys are spotted.
All 7 guys from Rage Quit are on the hill.
What is their plan again?
I just want to point out we're playing attack.
And Gremek, look, he's down to 300 HP by Phenomenal alone.
Just want to point out we're playing attack defense here and not King of the Hill.
Yes, they're supposed to attack now. I guess communication is coming in, but okay, let's not be harsh on them. This is the best they can do. Mr. Kela is here taking over the proxy of the down part. Everyone else is just pre-aiming around him because that's practically the only way they can go down. In that case, Kela will die for sure, but the exchange will be brutal in favor of the Wild Bunch. On the other hand, if they choose to play tactical, Dudolinho is alone at that side, but he should see them coming on time.
If Dudolinho plays it right, and one of those 113s comes down, he should be able to clip them, as Cactus might be lining up for that boost, but L-Train is waiting there in that TVP and could punish him pretty hard for that.
I can't say I really like Dudolinho's position, but I understand why they're using it. It's a position to spot the boost from the D9 side, so he will prevent any of that. That's why he's in this bush. But we know that he was already spotting there, so Rage Quit knows he's in that position. I think he's at the moment the weakest link in their defense, and that's the button that Rage Quit should press.
Yeah, Halo getting spotted here, so he knows there's somebody there. Dudolinho repositioning after getting spotted, and Agorni and Kemmer, it does look like the Wild Bunch. Are you going to go for the hill commitment? Or if they went for this, it's going to be pretty bad, as there is still 5 members from Rage Quit waiting on that hill. Oh,
But
this
don't
could be
forget that Phenomenal will also have shots as they move to avoid the guys from the wall. But Cactus is actually climbing up. He succeeded, and he was not even spotted. But there you go. There is a push.
Yeah, the Wild Bunch bringing everybody to the hill except for Phenomenal, and everybody from Rage Quit is actually in position to deal with this. This is going to be horrible for what the Wild Bunch is. The Gorney's taking a lot of damage, Dolinho is taking a lot of damage, both drop to a one-shot, and the Wild Bunch actually driving into the trap from Rage Quit. What is happening, Mojo?
I think they can still pull this off, honestly, because of the Phenomenal. Because he gives them cover, so if anyone chases around the corner, he can shoot them. HP heavily in favor at the moment of the Rage Quit, but it's still not over.
Yeah, but Cactus also being up that position on the mountain, though, as Urwis in that TVP pick takes down, but he's getting pushed now by Mr. Kella, and they do manage to blow him up, so hill control going back into favor of the Wild Bunch here, and it seems like this match is going everywhere, as now Phenomenal is also moving towards the hill.
They're back, guys, they're back like on Ghost Town.
This has been such a weird match, Mojo. I'm not sure. Dolinho now coming in with 2 shells from behind, but Grem should be able to pick him up. As no, Dolinho picks him up in return, and now Phenomenal coming in from the side.
He might actually do 2 more shells, Dolinho.
And it looks like
nice.
And an ammo rack coming out on Halu on their 113, and it's all onto Cactus.
Ooh, Cactus managed now to take Mr. Kella, so you have the Dolinho and Dolinho.
So it's now on LC Train and Chris, and this match is going.
It's not over, but if he doesn't get stuck.
Purple, if you are watching, don't drive into the hole, please.
There you go.
My heart stopped there for a second. By the way, Purple used to be called Purple_Apple.
Yes, definitely.
Purple_Apple. Apple wow.
You think there is some connection?
I mean, I'm starting to see
but karma is definitely there.
Honestly speaking here though, right? LT Train in that TVP, he is a 2-shot. No matter what happens, he's a 2-shot.
Yes,
okay?
But there is still 2 of them, so that means Rage Quit cannot cap. Cactus is alone. TVP fires much faster, so
he fires at least 2 before he kills him.
So Chris is the one that should actually go first, so TVP could clip out all 4.
They're both 2 shots.
Yes.
So
by
the time that Cactus kills Chris, he's dead, pretty much to
L-Train.
But Chris needs to land at least 1 shot though.
So he's looking for them at the moment, and the only option he will have is maybe to trigger 1 cap. Okay, this is nice climbing. Cactus is actually a good mountaineer. A+ from you, boy. Nice. But he still has to find them, locate them, and if he actually finds them by using a 6th sense, that means he will take a shot or 2.
He's just moving around the hill here. Obviously, he's going to clear the hill first.
But he took the rock, so he knows the approximate area where the guys are, but not exactly.
He knows Chris has to be somewhere between, in the A line, obviously. Chris, in this time, could have made the B8 climb at this point. So Cactus has to keep everything into consideration doing this. But still, the Wild Bunch, their positions, they will always get the first shot. So they should always have the advantage. If they manage to throw this, it'd be horrible. It'd be horribly played by them.
I'm really interested how he plans actually to do so. By knowing so many climbs, I'm actually wondering why didn't he choose to go back and maybe climb on A6, A5, because that's the only way you can actually access those positions without taking huge damage and maybe take someone off.
The issue with doing the A5 climb is, though, if he goes there, he'll be spotted way beforehand because you need to take quite a run up to do it. So he'll be full on the move. Chris will have an easy time. If he does get spotted here, L-Train missing the first shell actually. Has to be careful here.
Oh, wow.
Oh, but L-Train, this overcommitment though.
Chris is actually the one saving him because Train missed practically everything. And Chris is using multiple bushes. And he doesn't even know exactly where is Chris shooting on. Nice shooting, Chris.
As Chris does take down Rage Quit. And 3-0 now in favor of the Wild Bunch. That was...
even lucky one.
That was such a weird match. Well,
all the matches here qualifying highly interesting.
So we were saying how Rage Quit had 7 tanks on the hill. Then they still had 5. And the Wild Bunch, Agorni being on the 1 line, not seeing anybody, yet they still decide to push onto the hill.
But we do comment that Agorni is someone taking over the lead for the Wild Bunch, and he's sometimes overly aggressive. In this case, I think there was a reasonable chance they will pull this off, but honestly, 1 or 2 guys just went really too fast alone, and I think they were really lucky actually to win this.
Well, Halu got Amarak.
Definitely helped.
just a little bit.
Just
That
a
just
little.
helped a little bit. We can see the highlights here. As that fight on the hill was very uncoordinated, I must say, from both sides. And then Dudolinho coming from behind and managing to take that TVP as well, which was unseen, and then landing another shot, and then Phenomenal coming in. Just seemed like every time the engagement was about to slow down, and that somebody else came in.
Kind of makes me remember the old times when Virtus was playing, and when you would have a shootout like this, they would peek out and one guy would die. Then they would go back and peek back and the second guy would die. Not like this.
Not
Again,
like
wow.
That was, I mean, as uncoordinated as it seemed, it was glorious to watch.
It was fun for us, and that's all we aim for at the moment.
You have to remember, us as spectators, we can see everything that's happened. So when we see those tanks from the Wild Bunch driving through the hill, it's like, oh boy.
And when we saw Cactus driving on the top of the mountain, will he fall in the hole or not?
He actually managed to make it pretty close, though, by taking down those two guys in the end, but...
Yeah, but we saw he actually does all that stuff from the first, so that means he's a highly skillful player. He is well meant to be there.
Kind of feel like Rage Quit should have always been able to win this round. Pretty much taking down two bad shots as they came on the hill.
2000 HP advantage, and somehow it didn't happen. I guess the Amorak you were talking about, it was the key part.
Haru had 1.7 or 1.8 KHP as he got Amorak, so they would have needed a lot of shells here. And let's take a look at the stats and see exactly how much the Wild Bunch players managed to do, as Mr. Kella actually coming in.
Almost one of the first pushers with the top damage.
That 113, he didn't get focused at all. It was more a Gorny getting focused, and then
Train and Chris, who survived till the end, of course, among the top damage dealers. Cactus against them, and that's about it. Everyone else did, let's say, a decent amount of average damage. What was interesting for me is Dudolinho actually survived in that one moment. If you remember, when he went down the hill and he risked
should not have
quite a bit,
survived that.
and he did all 3 shots.
he should not have survived that, as he was a one-shot and spotted, and the TVP should have
Yes,
been able
he
to
should
pick
have
up that
died,
kill.
but he managed to kill a guy and do 2 more shots. I think that was actually a break point in that fight.
And then Amorak coming in there, helping out a little bit as well.
Definitely.
I mean, if this would have happened to me, there would have been drumming lessons.
There would be less tables again.
Less tables.
There is a good IKEA here, mate. You can buy a lot of them, you know, for a low money.
Free drumming lessons.
No problem.
But starting to Rage Quit, again, didn't seem like they had the biggest tactical ID. 5 guys on the hill, 1 in the 8 line, and then 1 on the 0 line.
They got to the hill, they took the hill,
You could say they took the hill.
They took a chunk of damage, and then what? I didn't see any backup plan coming from there. If there was no push from the Wild Bunch here, this would not even be a close game.
We haven't seen either team being fully being able to show what they have in store for us, as the first 2 rounds Rage Quit made a move before the Wild Bunch even had any move to make, and now Wild Bunch did the same thing to Rage Quit.
Well, there you have to watch the stream again and work on their mistakes, because in some other matches this can cost them heavily. This was too close.
We can see here the lineup coming in from the Wild Bunch, as they're going to be playing with a Gorilla and an M40 on the attack.
And interesting, T49 Rage Quit. This is very tactical approach finally, because that one can dominate both caps.
Yeah, the reason teams pick T49 is 1, driving up the hill. He can smack somebody for 800 damage, make you win the hill engagement, right?
Definitely.
And then the second point about the T49 is, if he gets into K4, K5, there's bushes there from which he can sit behind, and with HE ammo, reset 1 or 2 guys. But Mojo, does seem like our game is ready. Can the Wild Bunch do it? Can they get him to match point? Or is Rage Quit going to come back? Let's find out. Can see here the Wild Bunch not going for the hill, but Rage Quit again sending everybody towards the hill, but it looks like the Wild Bunch is going for a more tactical approach with that artillery piece played by Dudolinho.
This is interesting approach we spoke about yesterday when we saw Grill, that actually he can go on island and maybe try to do some cheeky shot on someone from there, but he got spotted. Chris got spotted now. They know he's on island, and actually Rage Quit has an opening to push them.
I don't like this position from L-Train. I really don't like it, as if anybody knows the A5 climb, he is dead. 100% dead. This position from Phenomenal is something we've only recently seen. There's not much you can do about it, as he's pretty safe, and it gives him the ability to peek over this.
Also,
and
he can go on both left and right side of that rock, and he can emerge wherever he chooses. But the key is that no one gets the control of upper or downside, or he is dead.
You can see here, Pure Skill moving into position now at T49. And
But this is highly risky. They know that Rage Quit has the T49, that means he can rest it whenever he wants. But Cactus took a lot of damage there.
Cactus taking a lot of damage, but Chris in return losing his gun on the Gorilla. Doesn't seem like he wants to repair it yet, and the Gorilla without gun is very hard to play.
It's a very problematic one, but low reload, and still if he pre-aims well, that's okay. When he has to aim with such a gun, that it's a big problem. At the moment, Rage Quit still has everything under control.
Didolino still holding his shell though, not shooting at anybody right here. He could maybe be aiming at the T49 as we see a Gorny push up there. Maybe trying to control that T49. Takes a little bit of damage in return, but pushing in there. But Urwis is waiting there as well. And number one skill is going to come over here and rest at Mr. Kella.
And there goes, several shells are coming in, enough skills, but I was expecting actually to take more damage than this because Kella is there just as a bait. But there was no big reaction from them.
Yeah, Gorny should be going down here in that batch as Grem is pushing in as well and does take him down. So Gorny trading his life for that or the T49, but in return Cactus is also really low and Mr. Kella getting resetted here, but what does Rage Quit do now? They don't have the T49 alive anymore and the HP is still in favor of the Wild Bunch.
Well, maybe do like Knacker Brood. Load a lot of HE and shoot from there.
that would be very high explosive and phenomenal here. This position, it doesn't look like much as Halu found a cheeky angle then.
This is really an interesting angle even, I would say.
Yeah, but he can still sit in front of him. There's a little bit of terrain where he can pretend he's in the Lion King and just sit on top of there and watch, but they can't really hit him at that point.
We've seen much better defenses of that A4 position where you use like an FV heavy maybe, and he would prevent pretty much Halo and such guys from peeking there. But Cactus on one shot and Cap is still undergoing.
Yeah, I feel like Chris and that Gorilla should actually maybe reposition, as if those 113s peek, he should be able to hit him, as now he's only looking at those K4, 5 bushes, then it's not really, if they play it right, they're not going to get spotted.
Yeah, they can just sit behind the red line and around the red line and shoot through the bushes based on number one skills spots, because they don't have to spot anything themselves. So honestly, if Chris watches where skills is or other 113, he can do much more damage. Those mediums are pretty much safe.
What is the plan now for the Wild Bunch, as Urwis and Grem are just going to sit there, try and fire those heat shells or just normal ammo at Mr. Kella, and at one point one of them will go through though, and there's still number one skills in Seba and those 113s, and Dudolino and that RT not really having any effect yet in this round.
His position is really bad for this kind of game because he has really limited angles. If someone... Oh, that's a nice shot.
Eldrain picking up number one skills there in that TVP, as him and Purple Shift pushed under the mountain in those TVPs. Halu landing a nice shot on Phenomenal here, doesn't manage to finish him out, but Seba is in a lot of trouble here in that 113, as those TVPs look like they're on a mission. Purple Shift should probably reload at this point, but only having 2 shells left.
Phenomenal there on one shot, but we have Rage Quit all over the map here. The HP is pretty much equal, but their composition is not the best one. I don't know, did they even see Chris coming in and joining up with this Mr. Kella so they can push?
Doesn't look like they saw Chris, as he's going to get that hate 3 position. Could be a very strong position for the Gorilla, as he does get spotted here, and Grem in that TVP could inflict a lot of damage on him. Lands the first.
There we go, he used repair right now.
Oh, but it gets clipped fully by Grem though. Lands one in return, but Seba might be able to pick him up here, and that Gorilla going down practically for free.
Definitely he achieved nothing with this except doing one shot, but the Rage Quit is now in big lead and they might actually pick up a game, finally.
Yeah, Eldrain and Urwis picking up kills here as Purple Shift, Phenomenal, and Eldrain seem to be going for that kill. Phenomenal gets blown up here by Seba in the 113, and it's all on Eldrain and Purple Shift in those TVPs, and Dudolino and that artillery piece, who have still not seen, made a difference in this round.
Definitely not, and again, as most of the times when the people try to play this second cap, it fails. It's really hard to play, requires specific teamwork and again control of the hill actually, so you have some kind of a crossfire.
Chris and that Gorilla, a little bit inexperienced coming in there.
I would say if he did what you said and shot those 113s, this game would actually look much more different. He was always trying to shoot those mediums, but they were too careful for that.
He should have landed some shells on those 113s, in my opinion. Probably repositioned a little bit back and then try to get some shots, as those K4-5 guys, you're not going to spot them. And now we still have to wonder, was a Gorny's trade for that T49 really worth it?
If Seba was now on low HP or even dead by Gorilla, they would actually have an opening to push the hill and do whatever they want, the Wild Bunch. But now, as it is, we will actually Will they even try attempt to climb with TVPs?
Well, it's possible, but they will get spotted by Halu. So L-Train does look like he's going past the boost. He's not going to do it in purple. Also looks like the same, but Halu will spot them and should be able to pretty much obliterate both these guys as Urwis in that TVP. Already landing 2 shells on L-Train, and
Did Halu forget there is an RT?
it looks like he forgot, but Purple Shift takes down Urwis and gets traded in return by Halu, and it's all on L-Train and Dudolino. And what has Dudolino effectively
well,
done?
RT.
It's his first double. What has he effectively done in this round? As it looks like Rage Creator will finally pick up their first round.
When L-Train dies, it's pretty much it, because otherwise Dudolino cannot one-shoot 3 guys in a row. So finally, first, I would say even a kind of tactical played game by Rage Quit and finally win.
That artillery piece, Dudolino, not having the effect I hoped he would have. Only seeing really 1 shell in the end of the game, and that being it. And other than that, not really. So now Rage Quit just looking for him. There's nothing Dudolino can really do in this. He can get 1 kill at max, and then he'll be going down. And the round should be picked up by Rage Quit here, as Wild Bunch is probably talking about it. They still have a comfortable lead, so should be okay.
They're just checking now slowly where he is. They have a lot of time, Rage Quit, to finish the game, and they just want to kill him without losing anyone.
Prem might be having a shot on the back of Dudolino, as
Oh,
he
nice.
does land it. Can he land the second
Cheeky.
though? Cheeky, Dudolino going forward here, not wanting to give up just yet.
Is there any form of the comeback coming here for the Rage Quit? Would they be able to do that? What do you think?
Do you believe? I mean,
If they give up on those weirdy ways, there is a chance.
this is the first round where we didn't see them just, you know, commit on one thing and try and go for it. And we saw them play kind of tactically, and those TVPs playing it well, not getting spotted and getting the resets in. The Wild Bunch overcommitting, Chris overcommitting as well. And it looks like they're trying to push Halu up the mountain.
Okay, they are really bored here, and they are really taking their sweet time instead of just charging in and finishing off. But if you guys have fun, enjoy your victory. There is 60 seconds to the end. You are defending. You can do whatever you want.
It looked like the game expected that. The choo-choo sound coming in.
Definitely, there is that German siren coming in.
As
And
Halu
there we
does
go.
pick up Dudolino in that artillery piece, bring it the scoreline now to 3-1. Still in favor of the Wild Bunch, but
2 maps are out. Himmelsdorf is next.
Himmelsdorf is going to be next. But a little bit about that last round. Wild Bunch, that Grilla not having the effect we thought it would have. RT also not having the effect that we thought it would have.
It would be interesting if the grill actually caught someone trying to cross. Then again, when they trigger the cap, I understand the urge to aim for that K4 spot, but once they notice that guys are careful and they're just doing a shot through the bushes on other people's spots, he should have waited for the 1-1-3s.
Those 1-1-3 peaked an extreme amount of times, and
I think
they
they
really
peak
didn't
at
get
least
punished.
2 or 3 times each.
The only one that really punished them was Mr. Kella.
Yes, it was only one guy shooting, and Phenomenal was also shooting.
Also
from
have to
time to time.
wonder if Agorni's move was worth it, because they effectively gave up entire one-line control at that point.
Yeah, he wanted to proxy spot that position for them, but it was not really well executed because he had no cover from the other guys. Too much HP loss there for nothing.
Then they lost one-line control. Then the TVP push was fine. They took down #1 skills. But then Chris, they had the opportunity to rotate around, back around, and come from the hill altogether. You can see here Chris getting blown up, completely out in the open. Purple Shift does pick on Urwis here, but went down and returned after, and it was all but over for the Wild Bunch at this point as the choo-choo train comes in here, pushing Halu over the
Having
mountain.
some fine finally. And finally having some round.
Well, they did pick up their first round. Who knew Himmelsdorf? We see the Wild Bunch play this quite a few times in the qualifier and wasn't always that impressed.
They try some weird tactics, I would say, but not Rage Quit style, but their own experiments, I would say.
The best thing I remember is there is an E3 up the hill. Valdir is in an IS-7, peeks 3 times against the E3 and gets killed.
Yeah, I would not call that even an experiment. That would be kind of a player blooper.
That was what I remembered from them playing Himmelsdorf. A bit Agoni to this lineup. We said he is taking over the calling or helping with the calling in the team. And he's a very aggressive player. And sometimes depends if he's over-aggressive or smart-aggressive, because there's a difference.
Yeah, players like him can easily take their team to the victory, but also to heavy defeat if they just pull them over the ridge. But finally, top damage dealers by Ragequit, Gremek in TVP from that K4 boost, 3.2k.
3.2k in that TVP. Had a free clip pretty much on that Gorilla on Chris. So 2k in reality done before Chris decided to make a mistake here. And then the Wild Bunch, not really. That Gorilla.
Agorni doing that amount of damage, is that real?
No, it isn't, because Agorni was playing a Batcha.
Definitely not.
And
Dudulinho only 500 damage, then we can definitely see a problem there. Pure Skill also really didn't do enough in this T49.
he got pushed by Agorni though, so not much he can do at that point. But Dudulinho in that artillery piece had a lot of time to rotate even, and he could have rotated even on the one line.
The main problem is they completely gave away any positioning, so there was no way to rotate because he would get spotted and shot for free. He was stuck there in a corner the entire game without angles to shoot.
But that artillery piece not working out.
If he was on a A4 hill, he would have shots, but that requires a whole another ball play.
That artillery piece not working out, like we said. Going to have to see how the Wild Bunch adapt now on Himmelsdorf, Mojo. What do we think? Ragequit, Himmelsdorf is not such a map where you can push really heavy. It's more tactical, more slow. You can make some traps, but that's also
well, the Wild Bunch is now defending, so they can afford anything. They can just take their lineup and see what will they play, because Ragequit has to do something. Based on a pick, you can see is Ragequit doing some YOLO, or was there some kind of weird mind play on Ghost Town?
Oh, we've already seen 5-1-1-3s. Maybe they can repeat it.
Maybe, or maybe 5 British tanks now?
5 FVTDs. Let's take a look at the lineup.
That one would be definitely winner.
If they bring 5 FVTDs, as I doubt it though, but very pushy lineup here, and the Wild Bunch actually bringing the FV4005, my favorite TD. I played that thing yesterday, 9k damage, easy game, easy life.
Easy bragger.
That is such a fun tank to play.
Focus the kills are in randoms, he likes it.
Oh,
especially
please.
artillery.
Well, Mojo, what are you doing to me? But Ragequit coming out with those 239 bad shots, 2 AMX 50Bs and 3-1-1-3s, very offensive lineups. No FE215Bs, no slow tanks in that lineup.
It's a really good treat for Wild Bunch at that FE. He can practically one-shoot anyone here. Maybe not 1-1-3s, he will really have to pen those. But from those 50Bs and bad shots, they can disappear in one shot if he plays well. Classic lineup by Wild Bunch. IS-4 can be used on 2 spots. We saw one yesterday, but that was grinded up by 1-1-3s in HE shells on the rail, and the other one is around the house on the top cap. So I think this is a versatile lineup they can use wherever they want.
I don't have any more fedoras to eat though, so please don't bring too many HE in those 1-1-3s.
Yeah, definitely. So this lineup by Ragequit looks definitely made for a push on the rail. We've seen how it ended up today for Rusty Roster. Maybe Ragequit has some kind of other play. Maybe that cheese with the push on the 8 line and starting the cap.
It does seem like teams are starting to favor that 8-line rush with both tier 9s going on the cap, but it does seem like our game is ready. The Wild Bunch, can they bring it to match point now, or is the comeback alive for Ragequit? Let's find out as we move into Himmelsdorf. And here we can see that tier 9 Batchat already moving down the 8 line as we said. And it does look like both of those will go to trigger the cap.
Well, Dudulinho spotted them on time, and the cheese on 8 line is coming in. It seems to be a fashionable, popular thing to do lately. The only difference is they actually left one medium on the top of the hill.
Yeah, one medium on the top of the hill. It looked like Pure Skill is going to start the capture here, putting some pressure on the Wild Bunch already, who do have Mr. Kella and that IS-4 there. We've seen it, it's not able to be resetted by HE, but already Purple Shift and Phenomenal taking a great amount of map control, already closing down the entire south side of the map in pretty quick fashion.
But it looks like Ragequit might actually gather up and do a push on them instead of waiting for them, and it is exactly what they're doing. Here we go, around the corner.
Oh, Ragequit moving forward here and kind of making a shield here as Agorni getting a lot of damage in that FVTD, not managing to penetrate his shell, and here is the push from Ragequit. They want to make the difference here. Agorni on reload, 2 more shells and he will go down. One more, a lot of misses on him, but
If
Mr.
Agorni
Kala,
manages to do one shot, it might help the game, but no way. He just fell down there. And Valdir has 4 shots, but there is so much HP there, he will just disappear.
Valdir won't be able to climb those 4 shells as he's landed 2 for now and goes down. The HPs are still very even, but number 1 skills actually in a very nice position from the back there. That's Phenomenal taking a lot of damage here, and the positioning from RageQuit isn't ideal, but Phenomenal is completely in the open. There's nowhere he can go, and he gets blown up by pure skill. Now Mr. Kala going in, L-Train coming in as well.
Pain Train coming there from RageQuit. Oh my god, I haven't seen this in a while, and the crucial position is actually the skills, who is behind them on the top of the hill.
L-Train and Mr. Kala here trying to make the difference, but they're still playing against those 3-1-1-3s, and they need Dodelinho and Purple Shift to come in with those tanks from behind, but favoring RageQuit here as they have the position. They need to land their shells here though, and L-Train taking a lot of damage here, and this overcommitment coming out from the Wild Bunch.
You can see how much RageQuit is trying to protect Teba, who is on one shot but has a clip, because if they are pushed, he can always do a full clip on them. But this game goes up and down, and One Punch is at the moment only 700 HP behind.
Yeah, but there's still number 1 skills in that tier 9 Batchat from behind as Mr. Kala taking another shell here. Dodelinho has to be careful. Everybody is a one-shot at this point.
Skills is flipping out now, at the moment.
L-Train goes down to 47 HP. All 3 tanks from the Wild Bunch are currently on a one-shot, and it does look like RageQuit should be able to close out this round as number 1 skills picks up Dodelinho, Cactus picks up L-Train, and it's only Purple Shift left. And RageQuit with that phenomenal push, managing to actually take down the Wild Bunch.
And they're back in a game. This is a pure mind game because everyone thinks they will just camp behind the cappers. They split forces, come from 2 sides. They were just waiting on info that any guy is away, and they just pushed in a full YOLO speed.
Agorni got trigger happy though. Trigger happy in my opinion, as he took the shell instantly when those 1-1-3s came around, giving them the opportunity to push forward. If he held his shell, yes, he would have taken a lot in return, but if he held his shell, he would be able to peek out and maybe hit one of those lower armor targets instead of wasting it on one of the 1-1-3s.
Look at this ridiculously low amount of HP here on RageQuit side. They can do whatever they want now, but the fact is they caught the Wild Bunch with pants down.
It's just Purple Shift here as he can't do anything, and it will be RageQuit as Halu picks up Purple Shift. RageQuit bringing the score to 3-2 here, Mojo. We got a game on our hands.
Back in a game. Definitely it looks much better for them now, because this is not that kind of foolish planning, just push ahead. This was actually, they waited to see someone now.
That push though, still, my point stands with Agorni. I can't agree with...
His shot could have mattered and definitely rolled over the game in the Wild Bunch side, because it would be
You could see those 1-1-3s. When they saw Agorni there, they stopped. The full break stopped. If he didn't shoot and waited, yes, 1.2k damage, but if he plays it right, he can peek out and hit one of those low armor targets.
That's why we say that they caught with pants down, because they didn't expect it. Actually, he was caught on halfway going toward there.
And then Valdir kind of feel like he should actually have been peeking at this point. Here we can see Valdir only managing to do 2 shells really, as honestly he should have peeked out and try and do more, because all those tanks coming around, he was gone in less than 2 seconds.
Definitely not good game for Wild Bunch. They lost 2 in a row, and they should really think hard now what to do, because there is their attack side. RageQuit has proven that they're completely unpredictable in their reactions, which can go really well for them. I would say even this.
RageQuit, the comeback, the dream.
The comeback is real.
The dream is alive, but it requires a lot of very... I was honestly surprised when they pushed out like that, even though we should have suspected it, because I felt like Wild Bunch had a lot of positional control. Phenomenal took very quickly that southern side of control, and then that push coming out.
Yes, but that was exactly what they were waiting for. You could see by massing the tanks, they were just waiting for info that there are guys behind them so they could push. That's it, all or nothing. They're really gambler kind of team.
Real question is the Wild Bunch going to be able to figure this out? Because a style like this is also easily counterable.
Yeah, they just need to play their game a bit slower.
Let's take a look at the stats as we want to know who of RageQuit. Mr. Kala actually doing most damage. Not surprising, as he got completely ignored pretty much in that IS-4.
Yeah, he was there behind the window, no one was shooting him. Good position for him. From the RageQuit side, Gemek and Skills, those were the 1-1-3s that survived the initial push, and they were alive until the end.
phenomenal in that bad shot, coming from behind, doing a decent amount of damage. The rest of the damage being pretty evenly spread. L-Train, Mr. Keller were the last ones alive. Then Purple
Agorni
Shift.
only 500 damage, even less 484.
So we were-
That's quite a low damage for such a tank.
Agorni 484, Valdir 816.
He even managed to pull off 2 shots, so that's really horrible. That means he missed one totally.
That FV, can't agree. Sometimes it's not worth taking the shot. Sometimes it's worth the threat of him being alive and having a shell ready might have been enough to make Rage Quit
Yeah,
stop.
but that's why the best players in teams usually take the tanks. Like when we watch Navi, we see someone like Slide Plate. So yeah, it's really tanks that require steady hand and thought of process. Where to shoot, where to wait for someone to appear.
But let's take a look at our next tank lineups as we move into our 6th round here between these two, and we can see again Rage Quit. I mean, Mojo, at this point, it's just their style, I guess, at this point. 2-9
Fast
bad
and
shots.
furious.
Fast and furious. 2-9 bad shots, 350Bs and 2 1-1-3s. And the Wild Bunch, a lot of clippers as well. 250Bs, 2 bad shots, and AMX 3090, as we said, at 50B, serving as a replacement of the Waffenträger.
I mean, considering they're trying to do some unexpected stuff beyond the rail push, which is pretty standard for this, will they maybe try to push the hill or something like a field?
I'm expecting Rage Quit to do something along the lines of 1-1-1-3 down the 8 line, 1-1-1-3 down the 5 line, 50Bs, 2 of them, for example, in the 3 line, and the bad shots taken the 1 line, and the last 50B rotating somewhere in between. That's what that's what a lineup like that, something I would expect that a team would do.
That's kind of all over the place, and I've never seen them play all over the place. They're all together always.
Yeah, I mean
That's tactical, mate. Let's think practical.
Okay, let's think practical. 7 guys over the hill.
Let's see that.
It does look like our game is ready between the Wild Bunch and Rage Quit. Let's see what they have in store for us as we move into Himmelsdorf again. And we can see here
Let's
Rage Quit.
For a second, Rage Quit is going where?
I was kind of right. I mean,
Down the rail with the middle spotter. Okay.
down the rails with a middle spotter. We can see 3 guys in the 3 line though. That's not very common there.
Okay, Gamek is on a pretty normal spotting position where you would usually put a 1390. So he's waiting to see if there is any... But this is really aggressive. Will Agorni get caught?
Agorni might get caught here as those 3 guys. Agorni does get spotted here. If they do decide to go for him, could be in a lot of trouble here, but he's been backed up though by Valdir as well down in the south there, and Mr. Kella. So Rage Quit, great bounce coming here.
Mighty French armor. That was close for tripping.
Yeah, but he still is not in the clear though as he comes around this corner, and the 50B is still chasing. Nobody really waiting in the G line to catch Agorni, so Agorni will get out of there for free, and Rage Quit taking some damage in return here, but still, the Wild Bunch.
He is baiting them toward his friends, but I guess he's between the 2 fires now, but the Wild Bunch is also colliding on them, and Gamek is out of the fight.
Yeah, but Agorni is still getting chased as Urwis goes for him, and Agorni taking a lot of damage here, and Urwis, the #1 skills, taking a lot of damage in return to trade onto Agorni, but Grem is coming from behind, and it looks like the fight is going to be on the
But
K-line.
Phenomenal is also there, so when Gremek actually joins there, he's on lower HP, Phenomenal will be able to take him out pretty easy.
Yeah, here we see Dudelinho pushing first in at AMX 3090 as #1 skills does pick up Agorni, and Dudelinho goes down here as well, but Seba will be on reload. Mr. Gala taking a lot of damage here, and the HP is still in favor of Rage Quit.
My god, number of skills on 11 HP. Like, survival skills high. But Wild Bunch pretty much caught up in one corner and not reacting very well.
There's 50 Bs, you can see Seba just getting a free clip off together with Urwis, dropping Mr. Kella, and Kiki down to 1 shots. And the Wild Bunch, again, pushing into what Rage Quit have prepared for them, as L-Train does pick up Urwis in that AMX 50B, and Phenomenal coming from behind, clipping onto those 50 Bs, but takes 1.2k damage in return. A big overcommitment from him, and a bounce from #1 skills, who should be able to pick him up.
There we go, and I would say this will be even a winning shot, because now they don't have anyone to cover the other side. This will be actually an equal round, I think.
The bounces of Seba's frontal plate there. I'm not sure if he took 1 or 2 bounces, but it looked like 2 bounces from the frontal plate of that 50B.
The only guy that has HP is L-Train, but he's busy with protecting the rest of his guys who are on really low HP. Valdir is pretty much stuck there.
feel like L-Train needs to make the move here though. Push down that road and take down Seba, as he's doing that now. And Pure Skill is still locking down Valde. Should be able to land another one as L-Train misses the shell here on #1 skills. And this gives Seba the opportunity to land 2 free shells pretty much.
Oh, the reload of Seba is on L-Train is pretty high, and he has a dead driver and commander. The tank is like a wreck now at the moment.
Yeah, he has a dead driver and loader actually.
Yeah, that's the loader. My bad.
So that IS-7 now completely useless as Mr. Kella one-shot, Valdi one-shot, Kiki one-shot, as Halu does pick up L-Train and Rage Quit. Again, pulling up another super aggressive
An
tactic.
equalizer.
And the Wild Bunch pushing
It was
into
mind
it.
games on Ghost Town. Mind games to
Mind
make a good
games.
atmosphere.
Wild Bunch though, why? Why oh why? Why do they recommit?
Not very decisive play by them.
Well, we
A
could
bit
see
sluggish reactions.
Mr. Kella and Kiki got absolutely wrecked crossing there. Tudolinho went first, died. Mr. Kella followed, 1.8k damage taken. Kiki followed, 1.8k damage taken. Those 250 Bs from
Halu
the 6th
leading.
line. Halu is the...
Got me. And Kiki managed to leave without getting spot. Oh, there you go.
Pure Skill
actually
does pick
saw
up Kiki, and it's all up to Mr. Kella here, as it's now only a matter of time. Takes a bounce there, but Pure Skill should be coming around the corner and pick him up, and that will be it. Rage Quit now, equalizing the score from 3-0 to 3-3.
Who would say that after that Ghost Town? This is a jackpot for them. I don't understand. Like the Wild Bunch actually predicted some of their pushes before. They were actually waiting now, and then they suicide. Okay.
The Wild Bunch, though, we were talking about the inexperience between these two teams, and it's kind of showing in a way. Akorni being where he is at this point, Rage Quit has complete control over the south. Akorni cannot go anywhere. He is 100% stuck no matter where he goes. It is not worth it for the Wild Bunch anymore to recommit onto that and take
Yeah,
even
they
more
should just
damage.
do as much more damage they can based on his death, and that's about it. They do not need to try to save him.
They just pretty much stay where they are, try and do as much damage as you said. Phenomenal. Should have gone to the 8th line and killed #1 skills there. Didn't.
That was really a priority. I don't understand. How can they leave a tank on their flank? And skills actually survived on 11 HP, the conflict with Dudolinho
I bet you
later.
#1 skills actually managed to do a lot of damage. Let's take a look at statistics. So we can see here, Pure Skill in that 113, 2.9k damage, and then those 250 Bs.
It's really strange. Number of skills is actually not even top 7. I know I could swear that he did a lot.
I also thought that he did a lot of damage because of staying alive, but
Again, balanced game. We cannot say anything really stands out here. Pure Skill and Urvis top damage dealers. Phenomenal is actually a member of the Wild Bunch again, but never mind that. A lot of Wild Bunch members really close to the damage. By this, it would be normal to think that they actually won, but no. Dudolinho, only one shot, but that's
well,
a
I
light
mean,
tank.
Dudolinho, they pushed him first across the K line, and then Mr. Kella and Kiki followed. Kiki 7 shots, 691 damage.
And Gramek only 360 damage. That's also pretty low. But never mind that. The reality is they saw Rage Quit coming. Rage Quit didn't stop, as they never did before, and they still didn't manage to kill them.
At this point, I'm hard to start to question the Wild Bunch adaptability. Adaptability is one of the biggest strengths the team needs, and they're not showing any so far because in the first rounds on Ghost Town, they caught them with their pants down, right? Okay, caught them there. But the last 3 rounds, every time the Wild Bunch has fallen completely for what Rage Quit is doing. It doesn't seem like they're able to stabilize and read into what Rage Quit is doing. It would have been better for the Wild Bunch pretty much to drive up the hill, 7 guys, Dudolinho spots, and they would have seen everything.
Definitely, and the next map will be Prokhorovka,
Oof.
which allows quite a lot of movement for Rage Quit.
I don't think Rage Quit is going to be slowing down here.
I think I'm going to put gear up.
Let's take a look at the lineups and see exactly how many fast tanks Rage Quit has in store for us, because we don't even have to ask for heavies anymore. And there we go. Double TVP, double tier 9 bad chat, and 3 more bad chats.
A lot of Clippers, 7 of them in total, and Lorraine Arti on a Wild Bunch side who are actually attacking. Lorraine Arti against such a push force, not good.
What Rage Quit is doing, in the beginning it wasn't very effective, but now it's starting to be more effective, but it does seem like our game is ready. Rage Quit now 3-3 against the Wild Bunch. Can they make it happen? Let's move into Prokhorovka.
Prokhorovka, one of the first maps in the game. Teams start at the regular spawn points as they do in standard battles. Bases are separated from each other by the railway, so the defending team has to choose whether to send their vehicles to the left side, playing them in the centre, or to the right of the railway, occupying the hill and a part of the village. The attacking team usually attacks the first base. However, the teams often go for face-to-face confrontations, 7-on-7, in the hilly terrain at the centre. That's why both teams frequently use vehicles with good gun depression angles and sturdy turrets.
So Rage Quit now bringing the score back to 3-3 after being 3-0 down, and the Wild Bunch going for the more tactical approach. There's no way in hell that they are going to YOLO anywhere with an artillery piece.
Wild Bunch is going to the forest side. We've seen a match like that played like with NSS, I think, on Grand Finals when they got locked with Arti there. But this is not TL Gaming against them. Rage Quit is pushing all on one side, trying to see anyone, any victim.
What a surprise! Rage Quit is pushing all on the one side.
Are they all climbing on a hill?
Yes, they actually are. All climbing towards the... Well, they're leaving 3 of them behind, but the rest is climbing the hill. Just making sure to get that hill dominance. As the Wild Bunch, you know, they have a free 1-2 line, but obviously they cannot see this. They're trying to play it slow. Pushing forward Valdir in an IS-7. He's going to go to F2. Check if there's anything there. Check if he gets spotted by anybody from the Rage Quit.
They're totally scared that actually Rage Quit is waiting for them in the forest. They still didn't even check it. And there is so much time passed. Kiki Merkat is spotting the rail back. These guys are going slowly forward. But if they actually manage to put that IS-7 in the cap, it will be a big problem for Rage Quit.
Yeah, you can see here Valdir didn't get spotted. Didn't see anybody, so decides to push up, and pure skill. They can control it off that southern side, but...
Okay, what is their game plan if the cap starts? I really don't
I'm
see
honestly expecting at this point, once that one cap gets triggered, I'm expecting that entire team to either rush across the A line or to rush across the K line.
Or maybe F from the other side. But let's see what Wild Bunch actually planned first for us, because they're really taking it cautiously at the moment. They lost three times in a row. I don't think they want to repeat anymore, because next one who takes it will have a match point at hands.
Yeah, team that gets some match point puts a lot of pressure on the other team, but also on yourself, because you know you're thinking one more. Only need one more, as
well,
we can
they've been
see.
3 up, so they've been thinking quite a lot and not playing enough. So let's not go there, but not much action anymore.
These rotations from the Wild Bunch are fairly slow, though. Very scared that Rage Quit might be slow door. Very scared that that Rage Quit might be waiting anywhere in these bushes for them. But we can see here Rage Quit very spread over the map, not very typical for them.
They're trying to do any kind of blind shots, but no Sixth Sense is triggering. Gorny is finally, as usual, first guy to try to spot anything. But he sees no one. There is 3 minutes past, and we are well within the 4th one.
So the Wild Bunch now have to get that IS-7 on the cap. If we're looking at it, that IS-7 has to be one on the cap. They have STBs to play hold down. That IS-7 is going to stay where he is. It's going to be a mistake. They're moving up Dudalino. They're going to send Kiki back towards the K4 position. K3, K4. It's going to take a push and spot that side, and then it's going to all depend on what Rage Quit decides to do. They don't have a heavy that they can push over the rails.
Honestly, they can stick an Arti inside the cap and put her around him, and maybe even one medium behind him. And that way they will have like 5 guys spotting and shooting, and Arti is pretty much useless at the moment.
Yeah, you can see they're kind of waiting for the Dudalino and that artillery piece to move up all the way, and then going to have to see who's going to trigger the cap. Might be Mr. Kella actually in the STB.
Well, I guess they have more faith in Arti possibilities now than I do, because that's exactly how I would use it. But never mind that. Cap has started.
Cap has started now. Still 113 seconds left on this capture circle though, so actually drives off the cap and sees nobody, as he's now reversing, and Mr. Kella.
We are half game in and Cap has finally started for the second time.
Half a game in and Cap underway now slowly, and we're gonna have to see what kind of rotations Rage Quit decide to do here, as it does look like a lot of them are starting to move more towards that middle to south area, and actually towards the hill.
A good moment to see what are those sponsors on the tank. Did I see like some like stickers?
The Wild Bunch Gaming might have a sticker on their tank, but Pure Skill has been here the entire time and hasn't seen anybody. Oh, Mojo. Look at that. Rage Quit. They're grouping up for the K-line push.
But it's gonna be an F-line push, mate.
No, it's going to look at where they're going, Mojo.
It's not K.
Well, not yet. They're almost there. Pure Skill does spot out that Valdir and that IS-7, and as I was saying, rest of the team going for that K-line push.
Okay, okay. K-line slash F-line.
So now Kiki, he's dead. I mean, looking at it, he is dead. He's seeing them now. They're starting to appear.
He's still safe in a ditch, but not for long. Phenomenal should be in a position to help him because they're all in a decent cooldown position, shooting for the bushes. But the situation will twist really soon. 35 seconds, 30 seconds now, till the end of the cap.
Yeah, but Kiki's kind of alone here, and Halu and Cactus managed to take a pretty good position, and Mr. Kella is actually being completely abandoned right now.
Definitely, and he cannot deal with the Clipper alone with that TV.
Oh, Mr. Kella, those two Clippers he has to deal with, and there's nothing he can do. And now the push from Rage Quit actually coming out to Kiki, L-Train, and Valdir here, but Krem comes in a little bit too early as he's the first one focused, but Kiki's going down, and Rage Quit actually seems to be doing it here as L-Train is the next one on the chopping board, but they take down Urwis, they take down Krem, and L-Train kind of having a hold down here, but still more autoloaders coming in from Rage Quit, and they still have a lot of shells left, but not making the most of use of it.
Unreal after the games we've seen, but actually Rage Quit is pulling this one off from the games that they were just suiciding. They actually planned the push well and played it out to the fullest.
Rage Quit actually is pulling back this game from 3-0
and
here.
they have a match point here.
Can Dodolino land the shot? This might be crucial. If he can land this shot, he might be able to turn the game back in his favor. And as he does misses, and
Halu's gonna ram him because he's on low HP.
Doesn't ram him, just drives past him. But Akorni is the only one with a lot of HP here. Misses the first shell, lands the second, but in the same time, Dodolino goes down. And number one skill has some shell to land. Lands two on Agorni. Oh, another miss from Agorni here. Not
Phenomenal actually managed to finish Pure Skills, and this is again an indecisive game.
At this point, this game has been going back and forward so far, and Valdir is still alive and lands a nice shell onto Halu. Number one skills though, he can kill Valdir, he can kill Akorni and Phenomenal and pretty much survive Valdir.
Definitely he can take a shot from both of them, but there you go, he took Valdir for free, and again they're in a lead.
He should reload at this point, as Akorni, with decent rolls, he could maybe one-shot him, and Halu is stuck here and needs to land at least one shell to make it good for his team, and number one skills moving in here. Oh, the shell comes out from Halu, does land it onto Akorni now, making him a one-shot for number one skills, who can take down both these players in one clip as nice shell. Oh, and the low roll coming out from number one skills. Akorni misses, but Phenomenal managed to land the shell though, and number one skills here.
He doesn't have enough. He has only one shell. One shell, Phenomenal.
1 minute and 50 seconds on the clock as well, though. So Phenomenal wants to land the shell here, make him a one-shot, but grabs the reload. Doesn't have time to cap anymore. Phenomenal needs to control number one skills. Needs to make sure he knows where he is. If he gives him too much time, space, and room, number one skills will adjust his position, and then it will be...
There is 90 seconds, and Phenomenal just left, and he left impossible to rotate wherever he wants.
At this point, he shouldn't have been running away. It's one of the biggest mistakes in the 1v1s. People let their target get away. They don't control him.
Skills has 320 alpha. He will for sure one-shoot him, while he needs 2 shots to kill Skills, no matter what happens.
Now look at the position of Skills. He has a nice hold down. Whenever Phenomenal comes from, he will see him coming with a little bit of warning. And
also, he needs 2.2 seconds between shells. More than enough for Skills, even if he takes the first shot to just aim and kill him.
So Phenomenal didn't control number one skills. He doesn't know where he is exactly. So he's now coming in blind. He will drive to where number one skills was before, but he relocated because a Phenomenal was not controlling him. So number one skills should be able to pick here Phenomenal up and actually bring them to match point. As Phenomenal does get spotted now, and we'll see if number one skills
doesn't know from where.
And number one skills picks up Phenomenal. Now bringing it 4-3 in favor of Rage Quit actually.
From 0 to hero, from 0 to 3, 4-3. Brilliant and amazing and entertaining.
I'm speechless, but I want to give credit here for Rage Quit. We were talking beforehand about their possibilities, and they chose the best one, I guess, because the K-line push at that point in time, in the beginning, the F-line push would have been better. But at that point in time, the K-line push had the most advantage. Kiki,
No, but they pushed from 3 sides. It was okay because they didn't make a single target out of themselves. They didn't give any possibility to Wild Bunch to make a single front using cooldown against them. So
you have to say though, I agree with the full front, but what were they doing with Mr. Kella?
Mr. Kella just died like... I don't know why they left him. So
they let him
did
die.
they really
to two
hope
TVPs.
that they were all from one side and then we just let go of the
They
cap?
couldn't have come from Mr. Kella without being spotted. So it's just slow rotation from the Wild Bunch, and you can see here, Rage Quit not making the most use of their shells, but still, here Gorni missing a few shells as well. Does pick up this one, but number 1 skills, great play in reality coming out, and Halu landing the crucial shell here.
Skills brought them the victory this time, definitely. I mean, the rest of his team bought the time and HP and everything, but he had a steady hand to finish off.
He even got unlucky with the roll on the Gorni. He could have killed him on the first. It's 299.
Yeah, it's pretty low.
It's 320 alpha, I think.
Yes, 320, 4 shells, 1.5 between them. That's quite a burst out of the TP. That's why it's so dirty vehicle.
Let's take a look at the stats, Mojo, and see exactly how much number 1 skills managed to do here. And there we go.
3.5, nice.
But as we were talking here, a lot of players from the Wild Bunch actually in the top 7, but
it's just not enough, and it ended up with one guy. But the main thing here is in last several games, though they are very chaotic, Rage Quit actually fares better in conflicts.
better
Player
brawlers.
by player, they're doing better.
Better brawlers at this point, and every single game since the 3-0, every single game since the 3-0, Kella in that STB 389 damage. I feel the Wild Bunch, they are not ready for this aggression on open maps. Even on Himmelsdorf they weren't ready. Mr. Kella got flanked from 2 sides. Those guys, they cannot come without being spotted. With the positions Wild Bunch had, there's no chance they come in unspotted, so they knew it was coming.
This was really strange to me because it took them 5 minutes. 5 minutes to check the empty woods that we saw no one and to trigger the cap. And even after preparing for 5 minutes, you're not ready for a push of 7 Clippers, you know that is coming. I mean, what's the problem there? There is a serious problem now there in the leadership, in decision making and whatnot, because they don't feel secure anymore. They lost 4 games in a row. You need to recover mentally from that.
Losing 4 games in a row. Wild Bunch, can they recover? Let's take a look at the lineups for our last round here. But if Rage Quit picks this up, it's going to be a victory for them. If the Wild Bunch picks it up, we're going to be going into a tiebreaker. But it looks like Rage Quit. Here we go again, Mojo.
Yeah, but they have 1-1-3 this time.
They have a 1-1-3 this time, but the Wild Bunch have been falling apart more and more since they were 3-0 up.
Definitely introduction of Tier 9 Batchat AP, definite game changer in the league.
I like it. It's been speeding up the matches a lot. The meta has gotten a lot faster. It's one thing that we could use, a faster meta just in general.
Yes, after not having Waffens anymore to slow down the game so much and using this is much more intense to watch.
Provides us with great matches as well. And Rage Quit utilizing this. But let's see, our 8th round is ready. The Wild Bunch now down 3-4 against Rage Quit. Can they come back, or is Rage Quit going to do the comeback? Let's find out. Rage Quit going all towards the eastern side.
Stick together, team. Stick together.
And Wild Bunch going all together to there.
I guess they decided it's safer that way now. It took them only 7 games.
Oh,
they did leave Dudulinho to spot the other side in his light tank.
I just fear for the Wild Bunch at this point. Losing 4 rounds in a row, it adds to the mental stability of mental instability of players.
All 7 on hill. Okay, Heavy is not with them. All 6 on the hill. Never seen it before. I cannot comment. I've seen similar,
this could
but not
totally
this.
catch the Wild Bunch. I'm completely serious when I say this could completely catch out the Wild Bunch if the Wild Bunch do the same mistakes as
Wild
before.
Bunch is actually pre-aimed and they're sending only 1 tank there. So this could be a massacre if they go down.
But Rage Quit doesn't look like they're going down yet. They send Pure Skill into the bush. Everybody else is waiting in the hedges behind.
It's a trap.
If a Gorni or Kiki come up here, oh, Kiki, dear Kiki, please. Could be devastating.
Well, we will see. He will have to be cautious. They are cautious. They know Dudulinho is on the other side, so he doesn't see anything. But They have 6 tanks here that can fight against 5 of the Wild Bunch because heavies are both out of the equation and the light tanks. So definitely bigger firepower on the Rage Quit side. I would say even a better position at the moment.
Oh, well, it looks like there we go. Rage Quit's commitment slowly edging forward here, but backing off again. It seems like they're not sure what they want to do yet either.
Well, the time is ticking. They have 8 more minutes to decide. These are fast tanks. They go 65 per hour. They can choose whatever they want. And there we go. He's spotted.
Yeah, Kiki gets spotted here, but so does Pure Skill. And Kiki backing off, so knows that there's a bad shot up the hill at this point. And Rage Quit have to either decide to back off now or go for the full commitment, as it
Honestly,
looks
they should really back off, because now where there is one tank, everyone knows there is more. So they know Kiki is not alone, and they have really fast tanks. Just go around, guys.
Valdir's positioning, Mojo. Valdir is out of the fight. Dudelinho is out of the fight.
If they go on that cap, they will catch them.
If they go all over together onto Kiki, I'm pretty sure they would win the game because of not enough firepower there. Valdir, Kiki would drop instantly, right?
Yes,
Kiki would
but
be
if
gone.
they just rotate, and they will easily catch Dudulinho. And probably even Valdir. And there you go, rotation started. They left one guy to bait and actually 2 to protect him.
It's just a very weird match between these two, as still a lot of tanks waiting on that hill, and Wild Bunch also waiting for this commitment to come out, and both teams being very careful right now.
A lot is here in play. A lot is here in play.
Rage Quit know if they pick up this round.
Heroes of the day.
Wild Bunch know if they pick up this round.
Losers of the day, by far.
Wild Bunch.
And that would be an understatement after that.
And just ending Grem alone on this side, though. Actually, just thinking of this, right? Just like straight out of my brain. Just Grem spots Dudulinho. Dudulinho spots Grem. Wild Bunch,
They rotate it out.
inexperienced team, think that they rotated out, go onto the hill, get absolutely obliterated.
Or even worse, they start rotating back, and the guys climb on a hill and shoot him in the back. Which is probably the thing that will happen as I'm watching it at the moment.
Any rotation here Wild Bunch is going to do, they have to be careful, because, you know, just so many tanks waiting, but Seba still K6 with a 1-1-3?
Yeah, he's. I'm really kind of surprised what they actually want to do with him. My guess is if someone pushes the hill, he's in position to help them. If someone is from this side, he's also hidden well enough, and the guys from hill can help him because the rail is low enough on that side. Gremek is pushing aggressively on rail. He checked on wood side. He checked everything so the Sixth Sense doesn't trigger, but he will be spotted by Dudulinho now.
Yeah, Dudulinho should be spotting Grem here. But
What kind of position Dudulinho has when he didn't see him?
does spot Grem now, and is this going to be the rotation from the Wild Bunch? Grem should realize where he got spotted from, but doesn't seem to do so yet. And Dudulinho and Valdir, oh, and it's the rotation, Mojo.
And they will come to shoot him back. Let's see how this works.
I mean, Valdir could very
1-1-3
easily
is
kill
moving
Grem.
also. Check it out. Seba finally moved from his corner, so they're trying to pressure the back.
Agorni and Kiki, though. Agorni and Kiki, oh no, it's happening. I feel like it's happening.
But they're still not moving on a hill. They're still waiting for something.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a big alpha.
but they're going for him. They're going for Pure Skill now on the hill. And where's the rest of Rage Quit? They have to come in right now and take down those two bad shots. Kiki getting focused here. Agorni does pick up Pure Skill, but Kiki actually getting out of there, 333 HP. And now the push needs to come out, though, from Rage Quit. They need to take down those two bad shots. As
Kiki Mercat already died, and one more is running away. I wish we could see Agorni, because that's the kind of thing we need to see. But Gremek is running away alive.
Yeah.
And there is a full cavalry push down from the hill.
4 bad shots, and Mr. Kella, Phenomenal and L-Train trying to get in position here to stop this push, as Julius is the first one in. Agorni taking a lot of damage here, #1 skills, 2 shells left, they blow up Agorni. Halu and Cactus going across, and positional advantage in favor of Rage Quit.
Did someone call EL Gaming here?
EL Gaming, they might be here. Seba now getting in the fight from the side as well. That i7 is trying to focus him down, but now that 1-1-3 pushing in, but those bad shots are on reload at this point, as Seba does take down LT Train and just fights all over the map.
And the single shooter mediums in cooldown are really overwhelming toward them, but still, an amount of guns they have.
It's all falling apart again for the Wild Bunch. That one tank of Grem forcing the rotation, but still the HP is so even, but they have
Valdir is
5
their
tanks.
ace. Valdir is their ace. He's the single armor tank with a lot of HP. Skills will reload soon, but
Urvis. Urwis comes in now from behind. Mr. Kella should be going down, gets the fire. Phenomenal picks down Urwis again, and it's not over yet, but...
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because they took one guy down. If they manage to take out Phenomenal or lower his HP, they will win because Valdir is alone.
Yeah, Graham coming from behind, so Phenomenal is about to get flanked here as that Batchat should be able to pick him up, and Cactus now coming in for Valdir.
Unreal! Unreal! They will do it! They will do it!
It seems all but over for the Wild Bunch at this point as Rage Quit managed to win 5 rounds in a row.
Oh
5
my
rounds,
dear,
and
I've never
the
seen
Wild
this.
Bunch throw it away.
5 in a row.